Governor of the Commonwealth, Gov Patrick.
Thank Mayor Koch and all of the local officials for the always warm welcome to Quincy. This one day, I think I have not come with a check for you, but most of the time my special thanks for what we are here to sign today. And I want to say just a word or two about what's in the bill and then why I believe it's so very important. This bill creates a program, first of all, to issue a Medal of Liberty to the next of kin of Massachusetts soldiers killed in action. It also will create a goal of setting aside 3% of all state contracts for service-connected disabled veterans who own their own businesses, and make it easier for veterans to transfer credits for military experience toward licensing for apprenticeships, giving these brave men and women new opportunity for professional success. The bill allows veterans to apply for the Welcome Home bonus for more than one deployment at a reduced rate. And committees will study the possibility of a Veterans Hall of Fame and whether we should provide all deployed Guard members with MRI tests before and after deployment to look for signs of traumatic brain injury. And it will launch a study of veterans' housing for seniors and expanded capacity at the soldiers' homes in Chelsea and Holyoke. In other words, it contains a series of important steps that we can take to honor the men and women who serve our nation and our Commonwealth. Let me tell you why I think this is so important. I have visited with veterans at times of great grief, at times of just the checking in at the soldiers' homes or down at Walter Reed Hospital just last week when I visited with Massachusetts soldiers and sailors who were wounded and recovering there. And I have seen examples of service and sacrifice that have humbled me profoundly. I was with a group in where was it? Franklin last week. The 90s Brigade, so-called, of veterans who have turned 90 this year, and who told their own stories of service and sacrifice. And earlier that day, I went to a funeral of a captain of the Marines who was lost in Afghanistan just a few weeks ago, down in North Attleboro, I think it was. And I remember the scene of one of the pallbearers in his full dress blues, standing ramrod straight as the family came down the aisle of the church toward the casket, which was had taken its place of honor in the sanctuary. And a little girl was holding the hand of someone coming down the way. She was 5 or 6 years old, I would wager. And she looked at one of those soldiers standing there in his dress blues, and she waved, "Hi, Daddy," like that. And without changing his expression, he was completely appropriate, and his ears started to ring as this little girl walked around and took her seat. And I looked across at the widow of a man who was lost, who herself was pregnant and had sitting on her lap their 18-month-old daughter. And I thought, she will never have the chance to embarrass her dad in that way that children do, in that way that parents love, because she has lost in an untimely way her father.
It means a lot. Too often we send people off to war, and when they come back we forget about it. This country has a history of doing that. Massachusetts has always led the way in veterans benefits. It's one of the states that's always done the right thing. It's done the right thing again. Some of the people have gone over. I've seen him before. I've gone to many fallen heroes' funerals. Some of them I've gone to. He's been to all of them. He's amazing. Really amazing.
Again, it's a great opportunity for us to continue to help the veterans. We're seeing more and more veterans coming in for assistance because of the economy right now. So we're able, with this bill, to supply some more additional benefits that we didn't have before, and we can increase some of the amount of money we're able to give to the veterans.
It means veterans of these new wars are getting recognized like they should be.